And now, a show that boldly goes where no show has gone before. The Week in Geek, with your hosts, David DeCormier and Brian Held. Here to cover the hottest trends and topics in science fiction news and events, with movie, book, and game reviews, cosplay, comic book, and convention commentary, interviews with authors, media guests, and local fandom. So raise your nerd flag high and prepare to be assimilated. This is The Week in Geek. And now, here's your hosts, David DeCormier and Brian Held.
Good afternoon, New Orleans. This is the Stick in Your Rear Show with Brian Held. Dun, 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 dun.
Really?
Yes, really. It's all the Rob Serio's fault. He's in the studio, and just somehow I become even more juvenile.
Yeah, well, that doesn't take much.
What is it? What is your posture today?
I'm relaxed.
You are extremely lazy. No, that's not relaxation. That's just like I'm in my low rider. The low rider.
So for all our listeners out there, this is the Week in Geek on WGSO 990 AM with David DeCormier and Brian Held, and he's off the rails already. Come on.
So as always, we strongly urge you to check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Week in Geek. Like it, share it, post nudie pictures. Also, follow us on Twitter at Twig Radio, and check out our website at twigradio.com. And we have a new video up from our friends at Iconoclast Media. And also, you can see our lovely pictures at nolashops.com. If you go over to nolashops.com up on the left hand, click on it, sends you straight to twigradio.com, where we have all those videos. And also, we're going to be putting up some audio. Did we get that audio up there?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Things are rendering when I left.
Yeah, no worries. We're starting a new segment today, which officially aired yesterday in Waco, Texas.
Yeah.
We are branching out, man.
I know.
We are moving on up. It's the new Game of Thrones recap in 60 seconds. Now, we're going to be doing that later on the show today, but you can always go on the Facebook page and hear it right there.
Yep. And also, for folks who want to catch the show after the fact, you can always go to WGSO.com, click in the upper left, and under podcast, find the Week in Geek. All of our archives are there. And you can download the TuneIn Radio app for your smartphone or tablet. Not only can you listen to us live, but our archives are there as well.
Is that why you're like leaning back so I can see Rob?
Why? I'm comfortable. What are you?
It's really throwing me off, man. Good Lord! You're standing erect. You got great posture. You know, you have manners, all sorts of things. What's going on, man? All right, so we have Scungy with his pick of the week today, and also, we have the Rob Serio in studio today.
We do.
To talk about a lot of stuff he's got going on.
He's got a bunch of stuff going on.
So, but before we get to that, as always, we close up the show with This Week in Geek History. We'll have a little bit of top nerd news for you, and the triumphant return of Brian's super groovy hit of the week. Also, word of the day, and of course the Game of Thrones thing. Sweet jumping Josephats. We got a lot of stuff to get to. So, without much further ado, we need to bring on our boy Scungy and his pick of the week. It's a new intro for you, Scungy. Listen up.
We heard the news today. Getting your step closer to decay. More gray hairs on your head. Starting to look like the undead. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. You're getting old.
Happy birthday to you.
All right, that's enough. All right, Scungy, what's shaking bacon?
What is going on, gentlemen?
How are you today, sir?
I am doing wonderful. Stuck in my back room as always, but
all right. So I see. I'm not being juvenile today.
Thank you.
Don't be juvenile, Dave. Don't be juvenile.
What do you got for us, Scungy?
Well, it's going to be more of a preview because with the whole Star Wars celebration happening over the last week, I want to talk a little bit about the new Star Wars Battlefront coming out.
Yes.
So this is going to be technically Battlefront 3. It has been 10 years since Battlefront 2 came out, and if anybody who played Battlefront 2, it's
you feel so old. I feel so old now.
That's the Rob Serio. You said he makes you Oh, never mind. He made you.
You made me feel old,
Wow.
Skungy. Very,
English.
very old.
I'm sorry.
So 10 years,
sorry.
and Jesus. All right, so continue, Skungy.
Yeah, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years since the last Battlefront, so it's well overdue. This one, all right, great news ahead of time. Nothing to do with the prequel trilogies at all. So at the beginning of the game.
All right, so we're not going to be fighting on Naboo.
No, there are only 4 planets right now. There's going to be Hawk, Tatooine, Endor, and Sullust. Which they haven't really gone into a lot of detail about Sullust, but apparently that's the planet where the Empire builds their AT-AT walkers.
Oh,
interesting.
Okay. So the game is going to be massive.
Yeah, that video that popped up, that's why we were kind of talking about. The video that popped up, that was actual in-game video, right? Didn't
Yes.
they? That's what they had at the end of that trailer.
Yes. It's in-game video. It's going to be you're going to have 40-player multiplayer over it. You're going to play, Empire versus Rebellion. There are a bunch of different modes. They're also going to have where as you're playing it, you gain points, and then eventually you can release a hero or a villain. So, like, Vader can enter the battlefield, Boba Fett or Skywalker or Yoda can enter in to just turn the tides of the game.
Yes, I remember that from the last game.
Yeah, so it's very similar to that with the last game. They're not going to have space battles, everything, but they're going to have air battles. They're in atmosphere, so you can still.
Oh, well, that's kind of cool. So all right, well, that was going to be my next question. They're going to have space battles, but it's going to be in the atmosphere, so you can like shoot little lonely infantrymen?
Yeah, you can shoot it. They don't want to disconnect the battle, because if they go to space, you're going to be away from half of the battle. So everything's going to be in atmosphere, so you can use TIE Fighters, X-Wings, the Falcon, Y-Wings, all these different iconic vehicles.
Interesting.
And one of the cool things about it is that everybody who buys the game is going to have the free DLC of Jakku. Now, anybody who's seen the trailer of Force Awakens, the desert planet that they show in the trailers, that's planet Jakku. Now, there was a battle 1 year after the Battle of Endor, where you see in the new trailer they revealed the downed Star Destroyer.
Right.
Well, you're going to be able to actually play that battle, which ties in to Force
Interesting.
Oh, God, that's awesome.
Yeah, I just had an nerdgasm.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So, all right, so when does it come out, Skungy? That's the real question.
It's going to come out on the 17th of November. It's still a little bit, but, it's so much good news. I mean, I had to talk about it.
Wow. November and then December, the movie comes out.
December, the movie comes out. So this is going to come out, and it's going to tie in, so you'll be able to
that's
see
sweet.
that battle and play that battle and know what's going on and that link between the episode 6 and 7.
Nice.
Hey, while we're on Star Wars, Skungy, can you talk anything about Star Wars battle pods?
Battle what?
Battle pods.
Battle pods. No, you lost me.
All right, so I saw an article about it. Basically, they're stand-up video games. You sit in them. It's got a curved screen to it, and you can play an X-Wing or a TIE Fighter. My only cynical thought was they're like, this is coming out in arcades, and I'm like, we still have arcades?
Yeah, they're
Dave and
Dave and
Buster's.
Buster's.
We're doing a new one downtown.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it looks fantastic.
All right, Skungy, and in closing real quick, because we got to get rolling. The Lego Dimensions, is that basically another way for me to lose money where they're doing the whole Vimeo thing
yeah, it's like Skylanders
and Infinity?
Infinity.
Oh, these bastards, man.
I'm going to make it even worse for you.
What?
They just announced they have a Lord of the Rings playset. And they have a Back to the Future playset with a DeLorean and a hoverboard.
Oh! I hate Lego with a passion. All right, man. Well, thank you. When is that coming out? Like
That
September,
comes out
huh?
in September.
Good Lord, I'll be broke by Christmas.
My kid
by
can start
Thanksgiving.
whining about it now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that other voice you're hearing. All right, Skungy. Look, thank you, man. Happy birthday. Go enjoy your back door room thing. Have a nice day. Bye, Skungy.
Later, guys.
All right, so that other voice you're hearing is the Rob Serio
Howdy.
of convention fame.
a fan favorite, D-Rob Serio.
Ooh, fan
Yes.
favorite. Ooh,
Fan
that's
favorite.
a nice one.
Author extraordinaire.
And the guy behind the sandwich.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. They
That's
named
right,
the
they
sandwich
named
for
the
you.
sandwich after me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So when we come back, we are going to talk in depth with Mr. Serio, and we're going to try to do a Game of Thrones recap in 60 seconds, and then we're going to do Word of the Day,
Yeah.
and then Top Nerd News. And crap, we have a caller on the line, Matthew and Metairie. So look, sit tight. When we come back on the other end of this break, we're going to have a chit chat with you. So stay tuned. This is the Week in Geek on WGSO 990 AM. Spirits on Bourbon. Spirits on Bourbon. Come to 615 Bourbon, home of the resurrection. Try their gumbo, wings, couchon de lait, or a ribeye steak. Have a shot on Edward's barber chair or sit at his haunted table. Check out their website at spiritsonbourbon.com and watch their video from Spike TV's Bar Rescue. Come to Spirits on Bourbon for a haunting good time.
Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Wits Inn is an upscale neighborhood bar and pizza kitchen in the heart of Mid-City at 141 North Carrollton. Wits Inn is open 7 days a week and the kitchen is always open late. Make Wits Inn your home for sports. With 18 TVs, the NFL package, and the SEC channel, you'll never miss a game. Check out our food and drink specials like Thursday $5 pizzas and the Wit Maker at WITSINN.com. Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Think, drink, live, laugh. Come to New Orleans' friendly local gaming shop, Gopher Games, located on 701 David Drive in Metairie. Games like Warhammer, War Machine, Magic the Gathering, HeroClix, Pathfinder, and many more. Visit us at gophergamesnola.com. That's G-O, 4, gamesnola.com for the latest news and upcoming events. We're open 7 days a week. Call us at 504-324-8335 or come on by. Gopher Games, a hangout for gamers by gamers.
Leave the smoke behind and come chase the clouds at the Vaping Tiger in Metairie. The Vaping Tiger has everything to suit your vaping needs, from starter kits to advanced devices. We specialize in handcrafted, artisan-blended e-juices designed to tickle the most fickle taste buds. Come see us at 2812 Athenia Parkway, 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. That's the Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway, and at vapingtiger.com. Come out of the smoke and join us in the clouds.
Join the underground, the Media Underground Comics.
I'm doing my part.
Join Media Underground Comics at 4953 West Napoleon.
Would you like to know more?
Open Monday through Saturday from noon to 6.
Would you like to know more?
Then go to MediaUndergroundComics.com.
We have the comics. We have the collectibles. We need you. Media Underground Comics, 4953 West Napoleon, and MediaUndergroundComics.com.
Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby & Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
Hello, this is Chris Walken. And if you've got a hankering for more cowbell, you can get it on The Week in Geek on WGSO 990 AM. Come on.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on WGSO 990 AM. This is Brian Held with
David Ducourbier.
And in studio we have
D-Rob Serio.
Yes.
All right, so let's get straight to our callers. We got a lot of stuff to get to and not a lot of time. So let's bring on Matthew in Metairie. Matthew, what's happening, buddy?
Well, I finally saw the trailer for the new Star Wars movie, and I am going to break one of my cardinal rules and go watch a movie done by somebody who opened up their pie hole about something they don't know anything about.
Yeah, I tell you that trailer just it makes you forget about past transgressions and just go see the movie for what it's going to be, a friggin' awesome movie. Lens flare.
Well, the trailer looks awesome, so I'm waiting with bated breath something's fishy about that statement.
No, that's cool though.
All right, Matthew, thank you, man. Appreciate the call. All right, so you know what we need to do?
What do we need to do?
We need to talk to the Rob Serio.
We do.
Because he's got a lot of stuff going on right now.
He does.
And I want to hear
Too much
about
stuff
it.
going on. That's the problem.
Yeah.
What is the first thing you have going on today?
Well, let's see. I've got a movie in pre-production.
Really?
I know you. So you're like you sold your.
I sold a script, and you want to know why I sold the script, Dave?
Because you needed money.
No, it's even better. There was this workshop that I used to be part of over at the library, a writer's workshop that I submitted a story to, and this story happened to get into the hands of the producer, who said, "Hey, Rob, we want you to write a script for us." And do you know what story it was, Dave?
No, I do not. What?
It was the one with the cows, Dave.
Oh God, I hated that story. Dear God, I ripped that one to shreds. They really liked it.
Yeah, for you folks out there, I wrote this story about the cows basically rebel against humanity and calling an alien race to get rid of us all because they're pissed off at how we're treating the planet.
Right.
And Dave hated this story. He threw this story across the room when he got to the point with the
did
cows.
I literally flung that story. I was so mad when you gave that reveal. Oh my God.
And Dave, it got me a job.
Wow.
How about that?
So wait. I'm just you went along with the mice and the dolphins for Hitchhiker's Guide, but you
but he had problems with cows.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks
All right.
for the fish.
So they brought me in to help write this script. They had actually purchased this concept from somebody else, and they brought me in to rewrite it as a funnier script.
Okay,
basically, and you know me, I won't do anything for a paycheck,
right?
as those old YouTube videos.
Yeah, YouTube.
But surely, Rob, you couldn't be any funnier. You are so funny already.
Oh well, thank you, Brian.
Waka waka.
You got a little brown on your nose, there, buddy.
So when are they? Is it in production yet?
It's in production. They're casting now.
Nice.
The name of the working name of the project is I Was a Teenage Mutant Alien Cyborg.
I love the name. It's ridiculous. Well, it's awesome.
You know, they wanted me to do a parody of those old like those old 50s sci-fi movies like The Blob and things like that. And so I absolutely did.
Yeah.
And when I go for things like that, I go whole hog.
Oh,
It's got mad scientists. It's got sexy assistants that only have to get coffee. It's got everything. It's going to be a real fun project. I've been privileged to see some of the screen tests that they've done, and the people that they're getting for it are very funny people.
Awesome.
So, it's going to be awesome.
Well, now also you are an author of ill repute. You have Jake Price, the Dimensionally Yours, and what was the first one? Interdimensional Games.
The first one is Dimensional Games, and the second one is Interdimensionally Yours. There are two novels. They're available on robserio.com. Along with links to other publications that I've been in at this point. I've sold a lot of short stories since the last time I was on.
Nice.
Which is nice. Even a horror one, which really kind of surprised me.
Interesting.
I don't normally write horror. I normally make with the funny. But
now you also have another big event coming up.
Yeah. We're working on the New Orleans Genre Writers Conference, and it's going to be June 5th through the 7th.
Oh, 5th through, okay.
Yes, it's going to be taking place on June 6th. This means I won't be able to make it to Time Fest.
Wow.
The organizers from Time Fest personally apologized to me. It was but it's the 5th through the 7th, and what it is, it's a small writers workshop.
Right.
Because a lot of times you see in the back, like Writers Digest and Writers Magazines, you see these ads for these wonderful workshops that they'll tell you how to write, they'll tell you how to get published, you'll get to network with publishers and editors, and they don't take sci-fi. They would tell you no sci-fi up front. So we've decided to change that.
Okay,
so
that's good.
We've got publishers, we've got editors, we've even got a literary agent. Actually, the literary agent we got, her name is Laura Wood. She's a wonderful woman.
Yeah, she's been in the studio before.
Yeah, okay, well, then you know her, but it's funny because we got an email from her saying, I'm going to go to Time Fest. Can you schedule me around that?
Well, hey, where is it?
It's going to be at the. Oh man, you're putting me on the spot. I know the answer to this. I swear.
Brian, do you know anything?
It's downtown at the.
What do you have a?
Sorry, it's the Courtyard
Marriott.
Yeah, the Courtyard Marriott.
Okay, and where can we find out more information on Facebook?
Well, there's a Facebook page for it, and it's darkoakwritercon.com.
Okay,
is the website for it, and you can register there and everything like that.
All right. Well, we're gonna put a link to that in the podcast page. So it'll be available for anybody who wants to take a look at that afterwards. So, all right, now that we've got that out of the way,
Yeah.
why don't you tag along with us and join in the fun as we go into Top Nerd News?
I was born ready for
You're
this.
born ready? All right. How much further ado? Top Nerd News.
Now, our top nerd news stories from around the world, brought to you by Media Underground Comics. Find them on the World Wide Web at MediaUndergroundComics.com. And now, your top nerd news stories.
You know what?
What?
Let's not do Top Nerd News.
Okay.
Let's do Word of the Day since we have an author here.
Oh, okay.
And when we come back from the break, we'll do Top Nerd News.
Are we
because
just
got a
throwing
lot
off
of
our
nerds.
listeners? Is that
Exactly.
What, yeah.
I just want to make sure they're paying attention. Well, if we had a little bit more time, we'd do the Game of Thrones in 60 seconds, but we only have 2 minutes, so we don't have enough time to run it. All right, so Word of the Day.
Okay.
And now it's time for the Word of the Day.
Hell, you could say that 10,000 times and it still wouldn't be enough. It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time. Shake and bake!
The Word of the Day.
I love it. Say it one more time. Shake and bake!
The Word of the Day is brought to you by the Vaping Tiger at 2812 Athenia Parkway across from Lakeside Mall. VapingTiger.com. The Word of the Day.
All right, so today's word is culturati.
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 And what does it mean?
It's like the Illuminati.
Is it?
But with culture, brah. Like down in the St. Bernard Civic Center. In St. Bernard, where life is hard. People who are deeply interested in cultural and artistic matters.
Culturati.
Culturati.
Okay. That's
totally not me.
Yeah.
No, you're more of a pop culturati.
Yes. I'm all about boobs and fart humor.
No, that's errata culturati.
It's errata rotarati. You know, and speaking of boob jokes and stuff like that, Jeremy, with Top Nerd News. We should have done Top Nerd News. There's so much crap to talk about
There
right
is.
now.
You want to talk about Chris Evans and Jeremy Renner.
Yes.
Because
they
and the
need
internet exploded.
All right. Yes, it did. All right, well, we got 30 seconds, so perfect timing. So when we come back on the other end of this news break, we're going to go straight into Top Nerd News. I promise. I swear. We got audio for that. We're going to do Game of Thrones recap in 60 seconds. We have Brian Held's super groovy hit of the week, and we're going to continue our lovely conversation with the culturati himself, the Rob Serio. So stay tuned. This is the Week in Geek on WGSO 990 AM. In a New Orleans that never was and never will be, airships float high above the city while platoons of clockwork automatons patrol the streets below. In Storyville, pirates, streetwalkers, gamblers, and thieves prowl back alleys in search of their next mark. New Orleans by Gaslight, the premier anthology of locally written and locally produced steampunk poetry and fiction, all set in Victorian New Orleans. Buy it now, available in both paperback and Kindle versions at Amazon.com. New Orleans by Gaslight. Spirits on Bourbon. Spirits on Bourbon. Come to 615 Bourbon, home of the resurrection. Try their gumbo, wings, couchon de lait, or a ribeye steak. Have a shot on Edward's barber chair or sit at his haunted table. Check out their website at spiritsonbourbon.com and watch their video from Spike TV's Bar Rescue. Come to Spirits on Bourbon for a haunting good time.
Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Wits Inn is an upscale neighborhood bar and pizza kitchen in the heart of Mid-City at 141 North Carrollton. Wits Inn is open 7 days a week and the kitchen is always open late. Make Wits Inn your home for sports. With 18 TVs, the NFL package, and the SEC channel, you'll never miss a game. Check out our food and drink specials like Thursday $5 pizzas and the Wit Maker at WITSINN.com. Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Think, drink, live, laugh.
Join the underground, the Media Underground, Media Underground Comics.
I'm doing my part.
Join Media Underground Comics at 4953 West Napoleon.
Would you like to know more?
Open Monday through Saturday from noon to 6.
Would you like to know more?
Then go to MediaUndergroundComics.com.
We have the comics. We have the collectibles. We need you. Media Underground Comics, 4953 West Napoleon, and MediaUndergroundComics.com.
This is the Blaze Radio News. I'm Kay Long. The sounds of emergency sirens in Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal. This after a massive earthquake hits, killing more than 1,000 people in 4 countries. The quake triggering avalanches on Mount Everest 100 miles away, dozens of climbers missing. Talk of huge conflicts of interest and possible criminal charges stemming from Clinton Foundation donations while Hillary Clinton is Secretary of State ramping up, and not just from the right. Wisconsin Republican governor and possible GOP presidential candidate Scott Walker.
She certainly can't convey the phrase she used about 2 decades ago that it's a vast right-wing conspiracy when plenty of publications across the political spectrum are raising very legitimate concerns about this. But I think in the broader context where this is a problem for Hillary Clinton is the fact it's part of a pattern. It's part of a pattern. If people look at what Hillary Clinton represents, it's not just a third term of Barack Obama. She's going to try and convey a third term of Bill Clinton. That's not the case at all. It's really a third term of Barack Obama's policies.
Walker appearing on Fox and Friends. Military experts saying drones effective tools of war in the battle against terrorism. The Blaze Radio's Brad James reports.
We have killed thousands of terrorists, hundreds of terrorist leaders and masterminds, and you can count the innocent, the hostages, killed literally on one hand.
That's retired Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters telling Neil Cavuto on Fox News the importance of drones, especially when policy is to not use forces on the ground.
Even President Obama realizes how essential this is. When we don't want to send boots on the ground, even special operators into these dangerous places, when the airstrikes are limited because we won't put forward air controllers on the ground, the drones form this thin technological line between us and forces of true evil.
Peters responding to the botched U.S. drone strikes targeting terrorists that killed an American and an Italian hostage.
This is news on the Blaze Radio Network. Truth lives here.
Leave the smoke behind and come chase the clouds at the Vaping Tiger in Metairie. The Vaping Tiger has everything to suit your vaping needs, from starter kits to advanced devices. We specialize in handcrafted, artisan-blended e-juices designed to tickle the most fickle taste buds. Come see us at 2812 Athenia Parkway, 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. That's the Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway, and at vapingtiger.com. Come out of the smoke and join us in the clouds. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby & Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
Come to New Orleans' friendly local gaming shop, Gopher Games, located on 701 David Drive in Metairie. Games like Warhammer, War Machine, Magic the Gathering, HeroClix, Pathfinder, and many more. Visit us at gophergamesnola.com. That's G-O, the number 4, gamesnola.com for the latest news and upcoming events. We're open 7 days a week. Call us at 504-324-8335 or come on by. Gopher Games, a hangout for gamers by gamers.
Spirits on Bourbon. Spirits on Bourbon. Come to 615 Bourbon, home of the resurrection. Try their gumbo, wings, couchon de lait, or a ribeye steak. Have a shot on Edward's barber chair or sit at his haunted table. Check out their website at spiritsonbourbon.com and watch their video from Spike TV's Bar Rescue. Come to Spirits on Bourbon for a haunting good time.
Hello, Commander. In response to the alien threat, you must listen to the Weekend Geek on 990 AM WGSO.
Welcome back. This is The Week in Geek. I'm your host, David DeCorbier, with
Brian Held.
And also in studio is
the Rob Serio.
I love how you add the in front of it for yourself.
I have to now.
You have
It's
to.
your fault.
It is my fault, and I gladly take that. So, all right. I have to say, spoiler alert, if you have not watched this week's Game of Thrones, this has spoilers in it. So it's 1 minute and 48 seconds long, even though it's a recap in 60 seconds. You'll get the idea. So this is the Game of Thrones recap in 60 seconds.
Game of Thrones recap in 60 seconds.
Little Arya Stark has finally made it to Bravos to become an assassin. But they won't let her inside. So she decapitates a pigeon. And then they let her in to start training. Meanwhile, the Amazon woman Brienne of Tarth...
It's a man, baby!
...pledges her sword to the goth girl Sansa Stark.
Why is life worth living?
But her rich uncle, Littlefinger...
You know who I am? I'm Rick James.
...doesn't trust her and orders his knights to attack. Brienne of Tarth...
It's a man, baby!
...kills several knights and saves her squire Podrick.
His boy!
Later... Jaime Lannister,
hence the name Goldman,
asks Sir Bronn to help him rescue his daughter, the daughter he had with his sister. His daughter, or niece, is being held captive in Dorne.
Durka Durka.
And finally, Jon Snow,
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
whose girlfriend died recently, is elected the new commander of the Night's Watch. And Tyrion Lannister is still getting drunk. Season 5, Episode 2, rated 3.5 Thrones. Sword fighting. Midgets. Decapitated midgets. Nudity. Game of Thrones recap in 60 seconds.
There was no nudity in this Game of Thrones, man. I was very bummed out about that.
Please tell me you have one of those for every episode, because now I won't have to watch it at all.
I am currently working on that. Yeah, we're going to have one every week. So we're getting there. I meant to do that for The Walking Dead, but I'd get so sucked into The Walking Dead and just I couldn't do it. So now I'm officially going to start doing it. We're going to put it up on the website, twigradio.com, and we'll have it there or on the Facebook page. So, all right, what do we need to do?
You want to talk about the Galaxy Quest TV series?
Yes, so let's do Top Nerd News. We already played the intro.
Yes.
Whatever. Yeah. Here's your Top Nerd News stories from around the world by Media Underground Comics.
All right. Let's get it done.
All right. So, all right. Talk. No, just turn it down. Turn it down. All right. So, Galaxy
Quest, the TV series.
Yes, it's coming out. It's early stages of development.
Yeah, there's no TV station or whatever. No
network attached to the project.
That's
not
the
yet.
network.
Writer Robert Gordon, director Dean Parasant, and producer Mark Johnson are all on board. So,
I don't know what I think about it.
I'm glad that they got the original writer.
Well,
Because pulling it off is going to be a real trick. It really is.
Yeah, it is. All right, now also, Mattel's first ever action figure line for girls features DC comic characters.
Yep.
And I know Brian's really excited because I saw him playing with his dolls earlier. But they were Marvel dolls.
I am going to be first in line for Wonder Woman. Don't kid yourself.
He only plays with Marvel dolls.
They're fully posable action figures, Dave. All right.
They're collectibles.
No, I think it's super cool, man. I mean, I've read so many articles about, just Barbie and how unidealized or, super sexualized and idealized it is. And it's fantastic that they're trying to give more offerings for girls out there that are,
absolutely
things to look up to. I wish I could remember that blog post that I read about, there's a lady in Australia who's taking like the Bratz dolls and the Barbie dolls.
Yeah, and she's taking the eyes and stuff off of them and then painting more realistic eyes and things on, and they look wonderful.
They do, they're freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Now going from positive female role enforcement, we also have this other negative reinforcement. So I got to show both sides of it.
Very serious questions to start with about shipping. Because I know a lot of fans were actually pretty invested in the idea of Natasha with actually either or both of you guys, and now obviously she's with Bruce. What do you guys make of that?
She's a slut.
I was going to say something along that line.
Poor Captain America starts busting out laughing.
So
they called her. She was a hua.
Oh, right.
And a trick. That was pretty. I was like, okay, you might want to stop at that point.
So the internet didn't blow up enough this week for you?
No, not at all. I mean, I would like to see more explosions on the internet.
Yeah, but so to flip it back, did you see the interview with Scarlett Johansson and Mark Ruffalo?
No, I didn't get the chance to watch that.
Mark Ruffalo answers the questions meant for Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Oh no, was it?
Yeah. Right, there's all those ridiculous questions for ladies that are like, what were you wearing and what makeup and all that kind of stuff.
Is it hard to walk in high heels?
Right, they asked all of that of Mark Ruffalo and it was fantastic.
That's great.
Yes.
So, Yeah, I don't know. Maybe people just need to toughen up. Suck it up.
Well, I do think that our society is becoming too easily offended.
Yeah. It's like they look for ways to get offended. It's just people want to be pissed off. They don't have any idea what it is to like take a joke or have fun.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was an offhanded comment meant to be funny.
Right, meant to be funny, but
they take it, oh my God, he's slut-shaming. How could he?
Yeah. I know.
I
Sluts should not be shamed. They should be supported for their roles in my society.
And the phone number to call in, folks.
All right, what else we got?
Chinese construction workers unearth a clutch of dinosaur eggs.
This is for Daryl. Jurassic World. This story is for you, Daryl. A construction project in China, Chinese city of Hoyahan. They found 43 dinosaur eggs, but apparently Hoyahan is a hotbed of dinosaur eggs. Like 17,000 eggs were discovered since a group of children discovered it back in 96. So They finding eggs, Daryl. So if they can find some usable DNA, you might get your Jurassic World park.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'd visit it.
I know.
As long as they had the electric fences up and the Indominus Rexes stay away.
Every time I come in the studio, Daryl's always looking at a trailer for Jurassic Park or something like that.
That's cool.
You know, we have officially nerded him out.
I think it's great.
All right, speaking of looking at stuff, did you see Jared Leto's Joker picture from the Suicide Squad?
I saw the internet eviscerate the image, and I couldn't
Rob,
be happier.
What do you think? You're the DC guy.
Well, I would agree with Brian. It was wonderful watching Track the Meme. You know, as soon as this hit, all the Macaulay Culkin
that was my favorite.
Came in. I don't know. The idea of the Joker having ink, I don't know, kind of bothers me a little bit. Gotta admit.
I'm not even in this conversation because I hate DC. So,
well, I mean, it's not about the ink as much. I don't like his facial expression. He's not even yelling. He's not screaming. It's just like he posed with his eyes wide open, with his mouth open, just like they were. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The picture doesn't make any sense.
It's more of a scream than a laugh.
Right,
That's
but it doesn't even look like. All right, you know how you can tell when people are posing in a scream or actually screaming.
Right.
He was posing in a scream face. You know, it was like it was a scream face. I don't know. I mean,
we'll see.
I just hope the movie will be good. I mean, you got Will
but is
Smith.
it a movie? I thought it was a TV show.
No.
It's a Suicide Squad.
The movie with Will Smith and
Will Smith is as Deadlock or
Deadshot.
Deadshot.
And your girl is playing Harley Quinn. I can't remember. Damn. Oh gosh!
But you know what? DC.
Yeah, Margot Robbie. Way to go! Look at Daryl dropping the knowledge on us. Boom!
Yeah, but DC has definitely redeemed themselves for me in the past couple weeks with the Flash, especially that episode with the Trickster.
Yes,
freaking
yes.
Mark Hamill, man.
Mark Hamill,
and you know that role was written for the Joker. Oh my god!
You know what? Also going back with the interview stuff. You know, we were talking about Age of Ultron's coming out in a couple next week.
Yeah, next week. That's right, next weekend.
I can't believe it. Yeah,
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, well, they're on the tour. They're on the press junket promoting the movies. So, you're hoping for gas. I mean, if we could have gotten an interview with them, I would find a way to make them slip up. I mean, because
really, you don't want to just find out about them and
I don't care what kind of shoes they're wearing. I don't care. What's it like to eat food in a food truck? Is it great? I mean, who gives a crap?
Well,
I want them to screw up like they did calling friggin' Scarlett a whore. I mean, that's what I want them to screw up at. And then, all the likes and hits we get, it'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Robert Downey Jr. walked out of an interview.
That would be me. Yeah. I would piss him off enough to make him walk out.
You probably would.
I know. It'd be awesome.
But no, I think it's good that he's super friggin' classy.
No, he was. And actually, he didn't even walk out until he looked at his handler, and she said, all right, that's enough.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I mean, I love his comment. He's like, are we talking about the movie now? Or
right.
What are we talking about
Yeah, the
here?
guy was just digging for personal stuff.
So, and he's just like, it's got a little too Diane Sawyer. I'm out of here. That was awesome, man. I mean, the dude was a mess.
All right, hey,
we
got a minute?
A mess.
Hey, I want to talk next week. There's so much stuff going on next week besides the release of the movie.
Press release from Eris.
Yeah, but we've got Free Comic Book Day is next Saturday. We'll be at Media Underground. And then after you go get your free comics, you can go to the NOLA Cards Against Humanity tournament that's out at the Rare Form Patio Bar and Restaurant, 437 Esplanade Avenue. That's from 5 to 8. And there's going to be cash prizes. They got sponsorship from the 48 Hour Film Festival.
$1 million.
Right.
No.
And so there's all that cool stuff going on, and then stick around because after that they're going to have the supervillain summit. It's the free comic book day after party, still at Rare Farm, and that's from 8 to 11. The Consortium of Genius are going to be out there playing. There's going to be superheroes in costumes, and they've got a whole shot menu that was approved. It was endorsed by Scott Snyder, the author of Batman.
Get out.
Yeah. So all kind of
I tried some of them last week. They're really awesome shots.
Okay. All right. So we got a busy weekend next weekend.
Very busy.
So NOLA Nerd Love NOLA, sorry.
Yeah.
Cards Against Humanity tournament, and it's at Rare Form, 437 Esplanade, and then afterwards, the after party.
The Supervillain Summit.
By COG.
Yep.
Yes.
COG. And we're going to be at Media Underground next week.
We will be, yes.
Giving out free comics.
I know, so come see us.
Be awesome. All right, so stay tuned. This is The Week in Geek. I'm your host, David DeCorbier, with
Brian Held.
And what station are we listening to?
WGSO 990 AM.
Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Wits Inn is an upscale neighborhood bar and pizza kitchen in the heart of Mid-City at 141 North Carrollton. Wits Inn is open 7 days a week and the kitchen is always open late. Make Wits Inn your home for sports. With 18 TVs, the NFL package, and the SEC channel, you'll never miss a game. Check out our food and drink specials like Thursday $5 pizzas and the Wit Maker at WITSINN.com. Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Think, drink, live, laugh.
In a New Orleans that never was and never will be, airships float high above the city while platoons of clockwork automatons patrol the streets below. In Storyville, pirates, streetwalkers, gamblers, and thieves prowl back alleys in search of their next mark. New Orleans by Gaslight, the premier anthology of locally written and locally produced steampunk poetry and fiction, all set in Victorian New Orleans. Buy it now, available in both paperback and Kindle versions at Amazon.com. New Orleans by Gaslight.
Join the underground, the Media Underground Comics.
I'm doing my part.
Join Media Underground Comics at 4953 West Napoleon.
Would you like to know more?
Open Monday through Saturday from noon to 6.
Would you like to know more?
Then go to MediaUndergroundComics.com.
We have the comics. We have the collectibles. We need you. Media Underground Comics, 4953 West Napoleon, and MediaUndergroundComics.com.
Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby & Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me. Spirits on Bourbon. Spirits on Bourbon. Come to 615 Bourbon, home of the resurrection. Try their gumbo, wings, couchon de lait, or a ribeye steak. Have a shot on Edward's barber chair or sit at his haunted table. Check out their website at spiritsonbourbon.com and watch their video from Spike TV's Bar Rescue. Come to Spirits on Bourbon for a haunting good time. Leave the smoke behind and come chase the clouds at the Vaping Tiger in Metairie. The Vaping Tiger has everything to suit your vaping needs, from starter kits to advanced devices. We specialize in handcrafted, artisan-blended e-juices designed to tickle the most fickle taste buds. Come see us at 2812 Athenia Parkway, 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. That's the Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway, and at vapingtiger.com. Come out of the smoke and join us in the clouds.
To crush your enemies, to see them driving before you, and hear the lamentations of their women.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on WGSO 990 AM. This is Brian Held with
David DeCorbier.
And we still have so much to cover that we're going to get straight into the super groovy hit of the week.
Yes, because you have terrible taste in music. What is your terrible choice today?
It is called True Survivor.
Oh, God.
By David Hasselhoff.
The Hoff is back. Tomo arigato.
Dude, this is straight out of the 80s, man. Look, he's standing in front of a Lamborghini.
Yes. And so now this is what is this song about? I mean, for?
Okay, so what this is the title single for Kung Fury, all right, which is it was a Kickstarter movie that was done. They were asking for, I think, $250,000. They ended up raising over $600,000 to do this movie.
Well, yeah,
just shy of $1 million for a feature-length film.
Here we go. This action.
True survivor. Yeah.
Here we go.
The man definitely knows his 80s hits.
Oh, yeah, he still has his hair from the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Dear God.
How could he not?
And what's funny is it's been stuck in my head like ever since I started hearing. I love it, and I've been infecting other people with it. It's great.
Colleen watched it, my wife, and she was just like, "What is this?" She was immune to it.
But look, Kung Fury is just this kind of parody 80s, police story action film thing that's coming out.
They got a keytar, man.
Dude, they've got a Nintendo Power Glove.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's awesome. So, look, if you want to look it up on the internet, Kung Fury is what it is. This is David Hasselhoff, True Survivor, and it's just everything nostalgic from the 80s in all of its glory. Dude, there's a T-Rex, man.
Well, there's a T-Rex and Nazis. That's I'm loving that right there.
Dude, in like friggin' Thor or Odin or whoever the heck that's supposed to be, they summon. Look at that. How ridiculous is that?
This is beyond ridiculous.
Oh, yes.
All right. So, as we always close the show, it's a little segment we like to call This Week in Geek History.
This Week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future! Yes! Oh my gosh!
This Week in Geek History is brought to you by Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Check them out at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, the Nerd Mecca. This Week in Geek History.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
All right, so real quick, this segment is always sponsored by Tubby and Coos.
Yes.
We did the trivia there last night.
Yeah.
Good times. Thanks to everybody who showed up. And we're going to do another one
on
tentative.
June 19th is our tentative date for Geek Trivia Night at Tubby and Coos. We had a great time. There was free beer. Y'all should come out.
Yeah, and May the 4th is coming up. She's having an event.
For free beer?
Yeah, there was
yeah, exactly.
So stay tuned. Go to Tubby and Coos Facebook page.
There's
check
so
out
much,
all the events. I know there's so much stuff going on.
For May 4th, yeah, because that's
May the 4th.
shoeboxes and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right, what is the first thing that happened in geek history?
Well, I dug way back in the vault on this. There's some old stuff in here. So, first item on the list, April 20th, 1926. Western Electric, the old phone company, and Warner Brothers announced a process to add sound to film called the Vitaphone.
That's all, folks. Warner Brothers?
Warner Brothers, and it comes from the Latin and Greek words for living and sound, right? So Vitaphone, it was
remember, children, take your Vitaphones.
But it was records. It was 33 and a third RPM records that they would play along with the video. So
nice. Remember the old time talkie movie picture shows where they didn't have talkie, so people would just play the piano. Ding, 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 ding. Moving on. What's next? Dun, 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 dun.
April 21st, 1972. Apollo 16 successfully lands on the moon in the Descartes Highlands.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
They filmed it in a back lot at Warner Brothers.
That was
with
only
their Vitaphone.
That was only the first two.
That was the Vitaphone.
So we did actually make it to the moon on the third try.
We made it to the moon the third time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. When are we going back, man? We talked with Les Johnson. You know, if y'all haven't heard that interview, just last week.
Yeah.
No, 2 weeks ago. Sorry.
2, yes.
WGSO.com.
Check out the archives.
Yeah, I mean, because he's talking about when the hell are we going to go back into space.
Yeah.
And he's got a new book coming out, and I was talking to him about it, and I was like, the only way we're getting back into space is if corporations realize there's cash up in them darn hills.
Oh no. You know what it's going to take?
What?
When China gets there, if they kick over the American flag we left there.
Yes.
We'll be there tomorrow!
That's true.
Yes, I hope they do that.
So, challenge to China. Go knock our flag down.
We dare you!
Yep. All right, next item on the list.
Capture the flag.
April 23rd, 2005. The very first video on YouTube was uploaded.
What?
Yeah, it was from the founder, Jawed Karem, and it was a film of him at the San Diego Zoo. It's called Me at the Zoo.
And it wasn't porn?
It was not porn.
Shocking.
There's no porn on YouTube, Dave.
Well, I know, but there should be. But
that is discounting the part where he walks past the monkey cage.
I fling poo.
Yes, you do. Next. Okay, here's a really old one. On April 24th, 1704.
1704?
Yes. Publishing its first issue, the Boston Newsletter was America's first continuously published newspaper.
Did that have Dear Abby?
Yeah.
Did they have Dear Abby? Did they have any funny pictures in there?
Well, I'm sure it was all,
Well, they probably had little editorials of like the king, smushing some surf somewhere.
Right. It was all colonial.
Throwing potatoes at Irishmen.
It was lots of man bites dog kind of stuff.
Right.
That's what it was.
And let's see. Last one on my list for history is April 24th, 1990. Launching on STS-31, the Space Shuttle Discovery deploys the Hubble Space Telescope.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Nice.
That's when we got Hubble. It was really cool.
Yeah, and then it wouldn't work for years until they could get up there and fix the lenses.
Yeah, they had to buff it.
Yeah, they had to buff it down.
All right. And our birthdays, April 20th was George Takei.
Hey, it's okay to beat Takei.
It is.
I love George Takei. He's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
April 23rd was Lee Majors.
Oh, man.
The $6 Million Man.
No.
April 25th, Gina Torres. She was a Firefly Angel, Matrix sequels. Yeah. And April 25th, Peter Jurassic. He was Londo on Babylon 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, so... Man, the show's over.
I know.
I want to thank the Rob Serio for coming in. Find more at robserio.com. Find him on Facebook, everywhere else, every convention he's at.
Read his books.
Buy his books.
Yes, read books.
All right, and we'll be at Media Underground next week for
Media
Free Comic
Underground,
Book Day,
yes.
And Nola Nerd Love. Something. I can't. They're on Facebook too. All right, till next time, keep your nerd flag raised high.
GFL.
Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Wits Inn is an upscale neighborhood bar and pizza kitchen in the heart of Mid-City at 141 North Carrollton. Wits Inn is open 7 days a week and the kitchen is always open late. Make Wits Inn your home for sports. With 18 TVs, the NFL package, and the SEC channel, you'll never miss a game. Check out our food and drink specials like Thursday $5 pizzas and the Wit Maker at WITSINN.com. Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Think, drink, live, laugh.
Leave the smoke behind and come chase the clouds at the Vaping Tiger in Metairie. The Vaping Tiger has everything to suit your vaping needs, from starter kits to advanced devices. We specialize in handcrafted, artisan-blended e-juices designed to tickle the most fickle taste buds. Come see us at 2812 Athenia Parkway, 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. That's the Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway, and at vapingtiger.com. Come out of the smoke and join us in the clouds.
Join the underground, the Media Underground, Media Underground Comics.
I'm doing my part.
Join Media Underground Comics at 4953 West Napoleon.
Would you like to know more?
Open Monday through Saturday from noon to 6.
Would you like to know more?
Then go to MediaUndergroundComics.com.
We have the comics. We have the collectibles. We need you. Media Underground Comics, 4953 West Napoleon, and MediaUndergroundComics.com.
Tubby and Coo's Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby & Coo's is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
WGSO 990 AM, New Orleans, Louisiana. 60 years of speaking easy, New Orleans style.
This is the Blaze Radio News. I'm Kay Long. The sounds of screaming as a powerful aftershock hits Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, following a huge earthquake. But first...
Well, I think it's part of a pattern we see, and there's a different set of rules for the Clintons, or at least in their mind there is, than there is for the rest of us in America. And whether it's criminal or not, I think the bottom line is that Americans need to look at this very closely and say, is this what we want out of the next president?
Wisconsin Republican governor and possible GOP presidential candidate Scott Walker commenting on possible criminal charges against Hillary Clinton for allegations of swapping favors for foreign donations to the Clinton Foundation. Walker appearing on Fox and Friends.
The ground shook quite hard for, I would say, possibly about 30 seconds. Trees were waving like crazy, like it was a hurricane or something like that.
British journalist Thomas Bell describing what happens when the earthquake hits Kathmandu. More than 1,000 dead, that number expected to rise. This is news on the Blaze Radio Network.
Everyone is making the switch to the Blaze to make it their source for the truth. Why not make it your source for the truth? Make theblaze.com your homepage for news that the other outlets won't even touch. Subscribe to The Blaze TV at theblaze.com/TV or on Dish Network and get access to original programming like For the Record, the show that exposes what's really going on that the government doesn't want you to know. And Real News, the daily conversation on the topics of the day that matter most. Check out the Blaze Radio Network at theblaze.com/radio with original shows like Buck Sexton, The Morning Blaze with Doc Thompson, Pat and Stu, and Jay Severin. Or, if you need something to hold in your hands, subscribe to the Blaze magazine. So basically, anywhere you need to go, you can take the truth with you by taking the Blaze with you. This is the Blaze. Truth lives here. So just to recap, anywhere you need to go, you can take the truth with you by taking the Blaze with you. Find out all the ways at theblaze.com.
The White House with questions about Hillary Clinton and her family's foundation. The Blaze Radio's Christopher Millian.
There is no proof whatsoever, no evidence to indicate that donations had any impact on this particular policy decision.
White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest brushing off concerns over Hillary Clinton raising money for her family's foundation while serving as Secretary of State. Specifically, there's allegations that the State Department signed off on a deal that allowed Russian President Vladimir Putin to take over a company called Uranium One and secure control over 1/5 of the uranium production in the United States. As the Russians take over the company, its chairman makes several cash donations to the Clinton Foundation, totaling nearly $2.5 million.
Two colleges investigating reports fraternity members bully wounded war veterans at Panama City Beach in Florida. The Blaze Radio's Tom Peace.
Veterans attending the Warrior Beach retreat say members of the Zeta Beta Tau fraternity spit, urinate, and pour beer on them. The University of Florida suspends the frat and expels 3 students, while Emory University in Atlanta says they're looking into the charges. The fraternity's international office apologizes to the wounded warriors and suspends all activities for the chapters at both schools.
That's the Blaze Radio's Tom Peace reporting. Protesters saying they're shutting down the city of Baltimore to protest the death of Freddie Gray. Gray suffering a spinal cord injury in custody, dying a short time later. Investigators saying Baltimore police officers missed multiple opportunities to give medical attention to Freddie Gray and that he should have been buckled into a seatbelt once inside a police van. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie's wife providing the most telling clue yet about whether her husband will run for president. She's quit her $500,000-a-year Wall Street job. A spokesman for Christie's office saying she wants to spend more time with her family, but many think she leaves Wall Street so that her husband won't be labeled as rich and out of touch if and when he runs for president. I'm Kay Long with news on the Blaze Radio Network. Truth lives here.
Advance Auto Parts knows what makes a car guy a car guy. It's the courage to take on the greasiest of jobs, the guts to stare down the belly of the beast and replace a radiator. It's fearlessness, and it has no patience for dead batteries. That's why Advance Auto Parts offers free battery testing. And if you buy a new Autocraft battery, we'll even install it for free, so you can get back to your next big project. Advance Auto Parts, for guys who love getting under the hood.
Most vehicles, most locations. See store for details. Imagine a store that lets you get the things you wanted, how you wanted. Don't want to use your credit? Don't. Don't have credit? Don't worry. Want to set up a payment plan around your pay dates so you're never short on cash? It's up to you. Imagine payments that fit your budget, your schedule, your life. That's Rent-A-Center. Imagine that. No credit needed. Flexible payment plans scheduled around your needs. Imagine new possibilities at Rent-A-Center. Rental purchase transaction. See store for details.